Hey there! Today we're going to have a look at this pen lent to me by Joost Appelboom of Appelboom Pennen. We have here for your consideration the Aurora Alpha. Now, I thought we should probably have someone explain why exactly this pen is called the Alpha. So here we are, Professor Dr. Tarquin Danglebury. No, listen, I have told him not at that price. No, I will not even consider it. No, I'm serious. There you are. I'm sorry about that. Professor Dr. Tarquin Danglebury here, you see. And today we're going to have a look at why the Aurora Alpha is called the Aurora Alpha. Little known fact, but related to me by my inside sources in the Aurora factory. I have sources everywhere. I am, after all, Professor Dr. Tarquin Danglebury, Chair of Penology at Cambridge University, which, you know, just in case you have not been introduced to me, Cambridge is a little bit like Harvard, except it's actually prestigious. Now, the Alpha. Why is it called the Alpha? Well, my contact in the Aurora factory has told me that this is going to be the first in a lineup of pens. This is the first, the Alpha. The next one will be the Beta. Then they will release the Gamma, the Delta, the Epsilon, the Zeta, Eta, Theta, Iota, Kappa, Lambda, Mu, Nu, Psi, Omicron, Pi, Rho, Sigma, Tau, Epsilon, Phi, Chi, Psi, and the last one to be released shall be the Omega. Yes, so that is the sort of marketing strategy overall across the board, if you will, of Aurora, and that's pretty much all there's to it. So this is the reasoning behind the name Alpha. All right, back to Brown. Continue. Okay, here we go with the Aurora Alpha. 100, hey, celebrating our first 100 years, ad multos annos, my friends. Now, I was trying to pull this open, but turns out that's a cardboard sleeve, innit? Okay, so here we have the box. This is a cardboard box. Now we've had a sleeve, we've had cardboard, and we have box. Aurora does not mess around with their boxes. These are big boxes in a fake leather, and they open up, and then you have the... sorry, that reflects a lot, doesn't it? It's a little hard. I need those lights to... have proper lighting. Penino oro massiccio, I think. Sorry. Solid gold nib, 14 karat. What's here? Little booklet, always nice, yeah, little booklet. We have some cartridges, yeah, nice, trick track. And then we have this little thing which I always enjoyed. It's a bit like, it almost looks like one of those little wax drippings that they put on pens, except this of course is plastic. Okay, that was the box. Now let's look at the pen. Here I have the pen in comparison to a Lamy Safari. You can see that it's a pretty similar size, maybe a little shorter, but about the same girth. So I always feel like maybe I should be doing ASMR videos. Here we have the pen, which I will now uncap. And now I will start to write with the pen. Anyway, sorry, maybe I should do ASMR. Let me know if I should. Okay, so the Alpha model comes in a couple of finishes. This happens to be the sky blue finish. It is pretty, I must say that. And then you have rhodium trim. You see that on the nib, you have it on the section, you have it on the clip. I'll come back to the section because the section is very special. Let's first have a look at all the parts of the pen. Here you have the finial. I don't know if you can really make it out, but it does say Aurora in very stylized writing. Little finial. Clip. The clip is very tight, but has a little ball there. Usually that works pretty well to make it usable. Here we have the Aurora logo again on the center band, and on the back end of the center band it says Italy. Barrel tapers down, ends in the same material as the rest of the barrel, no rings, nothing. The pen unscrews, and for those of you who would like to know it, that's about a full turn. And then we have the section. Now this section is something quite special. I'll pull that up close so you can see it. This is basically a diamond pyramid based on the facade of the Palazzo dei Diamanti in Ferrara. I have a lot to say about this section, but very interestingly shaped. As you can see, this is not a huge pen, but it's pretty nicely sized, I would say. And if you want to, it does actually post. So there is that. Then we have the nib, which, as we have seen in the box, 14 karat gold. I'm sorry, pardon me. This is a medium. A nice thing about Aurora is that you can tell it's on the feed, stamped on the feed, which I'm pretty sure is still ebonite. This is a medium. You can buy them in extra fine, medium, broad, and now you have a whole range of specialty nibs, which you can also buy. I'm thinking of, for example, obliques and such, which is cool because a lot of companies got rid of those, but those do come at an extra cost of 44 euros, which, to be honest, I don't think is that bad, given that those are ground specialty grinds and they are gold nibs. Some companies charge insane amounts for just an upgrade to a gold nib. Of course, this already comes with a gold nib, but I still think 44 euros for a specialty nib, relatively speaking, is not that bad. Okay, the pen is fed through a cartridge converter system. That's why it comes with a couple of cartridges, and of course you also get a converter, and you can use that with bottled ink, so that is quite nice. I know that someone's going to ask, so let me address this now. Yes, this is a solid barrel. Can you use it as an eyedropper filled pen? I wouldn't do that because this is metal and you may corrode this metal, so I wouldn't. But if you feel like you absolutely must, it is a free world and you can of course do that. Now, writing. Aurora Alpha. This is the blue sky. Has a medium nib in 14K and the ink is Waterman Blue. Why Waterman Blue, you say? Because I have to return this pen and I don't want to spend half of my life cleaning it. Writing. What I found very interesting as I was extensively testing this pen is that most Aurora nibs I have used have a specific type of feedback, which a lot of people seem to love and a lot of people seem to hate because it is not a buttery smooth nib. This nib is actually very smooth and I was pleasantly surprised. I tend to like smoother nibs a bit more than very toothy nibs. Very interesting. I don't know if this is new policy, but I kind of like it, but of course, if a brand has become known for a certain toothiness and then all of a sudden you don't get that anymore, that may start a riot, because that's how the fountain pen community works. Okay, that was fast writing. I didn't see any skips. Let's look at wetness. Pretty good, I would say. As always, very careful, but line variation, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot. It's also not a flex pen, so no real reason to flex it. Then we have reverse writing. Doesn't really work. You get an extra fine line, but it runs dry very quickly and it's barely legible. So I don't think that would work too well. What I do think is that we need to look at what I like about it and what I don't like about this pen. And that's what we're going to do next. Let's see, what do I like, what do I not like about the Aurora Alpha? Well, it's pretty. There's no two ways about it. It's a pretty acrylic that's used and looks nice. And it does look like the sky, you know, blue sky, summer sky with some white clouds in it. That's very much what it resembles to me. The nib is medium and it's very nice. In this case, I have used many Aurora nibs. I find this one very pleasant. Really quite nice. Ebonite feed, flows well, works well, does everything perfectly. So I think that really is nice. Cartridge converter, some people love it, some people hate it. What we can say about it is easy to clean, right? It is easier than a piston, especially a piston filler you can't disassemble, although the Aurora nibs screw out. I haven't tried with this one, but they are units that screw out on the 88 model, for example. All I'm saying is that would facilitate cleaning a bit. In any case, you don't have that here. You have a cartridge converter filled pen. What do I not like about it? Well, there are two things that really stand out to me. The first thing is the section. I cannot move beyond this section. This diamond pyramid thing sounds really good on paper. I find it incredibly uncomfortable. I've played with this for a long time. No matter how I hold it, it digs into my fingers one way or another. Not because the metal is particularly sharp, but it doesn't work for me. Now, your mileage may vary. You may think that this is a perfectly lovely, wonderful section. That's great. But if you have an opportunity to try this pen before you buy it, I would really recommend it, because it's a very interesting tactile sensation. For example, when I hold it, it just digs into the side of my middle finger in a very unpleasant manner. I would not be able to write with this pen for a long time. So, in lieu of putting duct tape around the section, I wouldn't be able to use this for a long time. That's my first issue, and that's a designer issue. It looks great. I think it looks very attractive. From a distance, up close, this section looks really, really pretty. I just don't think it's for me, functional. The second thing is, this is not a cheap pen. Without VAT, it's 300 euros. I think I would personally comfortably pay between 100 and 120 euros for this. It's an acrylic pen, it's a cartridge converter. Yes, it has a gold nib, but that's it, right? I mean, you can buy something like this from a host of pen companies now. Edison Pen Company, Woodshed, Brooks, what is it, Carolina Pen Company, whatever. You can buy all these things and they're 150, 160 bucks. Not 300 euros, without VAT even, right? So in the Netherlands, they would add 21% VAT on top of that. That to me is too much. For this type of pen, it's also not a particularly large pen. I don't see that value in it, I'll be honest. So there is that, and of course, again, your opinion may vary, but it's my job here to give you my opinion. My opinion is no. Okay, there you have it. I hope this was useful. A very kind thank you to Joost for lending me the pen. By all means, it's very pretty, and it writes very pleasantly, at least nib-wise. Section, different story, but the nib is wonderfully tuned nib, so I love that. That's all there's to it. I hope this was useful, and I'm glad to see you later. Bye-bye.